With less than a week to go until the beginning of the RFL Season 2 World Championship, it's time to look at the grid and the drivers and the teams for this season's championship. Throughout the off-season, a lot of drivers decided to switch teams throughout the off-season, and that has made for some exciting lineups for Season 2. To start off, we look at the reigning defending last season's Constructors Champions, Toro Rosso, who have completely cleaned their team up from Sierra Rosberg and Leroy last season. In replace, they've added Adam Lee and Ben Price to the Toro Rosso team. Can the Toro Rossos defend the title one step further? We'll find out when Season 2 begins. After missing out on the Constructors title last season, Red Bull have also decided to go for a new driver lineup. Their lineup for Season 2 consists of Diablo, who was in contention for race wins and podiums last season, and also Callum G, who got a couple of good results last season. After showing promising results last season, with a couple of podiums and a couple of good results last season, Scuderia Ferrari have retained the number one driver, Tom Gorian. After getting a pole position and one podium at the Spanish Grand Prix last season, Tom Gorian will remain in the Scuderia Ferrari, but instead of Artie as his teammate, he'll have a new teammate in Dinoco 1K1, who will be making his RFL debut. After Fapekut left Haas last season, Haas had a really topsy-turvy end to Season 1, but this season, they've actually decided to refresh things with the additions of both Derek Kidd 10 and Keslinko 317. McLaren Renault are next, and they might have the quickest drivers in Tier 1. They've gotten the additions of Chris and Russell Rummage, who both topped the Tier 1 time trials. Next up is the newly branded Alfa Romeo Sauber team, who have a very strong lineup. Their driver lineup consists of Jigglypuff, who had a couple of good results last season, and also Joseph Petresi, who also round off the team. After moving from Ferrari to Force India last season, Force India do retain Perez, and who also will be joined now by Osborne Grant in the Force India. After a very difficult season last season for the Mercedes-AMG Petronas team, Mercedes have decided to scrap their driver lineup and bring in two of maybe the top 5 favourites for the Tier 1 Championship this season. Their lineup consists of race winner Fapekut 74, who finished on the podium multiple times and who won the Brazilian Grand Prix last season, and he'll be joined by close contender Active Beacon, who Fape did race on in SRL. Now this is where the grid starts to get crazy. The Williams team didn't really have a good season last season, and they got a couple of good results, but to be honest it was a very disappointing season. Williams' next team, unlike everyone else, will feature a new lineup of Proza, who is now left RFL Tier 1 to be a reserve, and also Schilling, who also has multiple experience and who's won multiple races in other leagues. These two can be considered also title favourites, since they were both quicker than Vapid and Active Beacon in pre-season testing and TT times. And last but certainly not least, we have the Renault F1 team, who have also got a new lineup of Tier Leo F1 and also the controversial addition of King Liam. Obviously, if you've seen King Liam's races, he has a very controversial reputation, but all eyes will be looking on him to see what his pace is like. If there's anything to go by from pre-season testing and TT times, he is also another favourite to win the Tier 1 Season 2 Championship. And that is that for the RFL Season 2 Tier 1 teams and drivers for the upcoming RFL season. If there's anything to go by, this might be the most competitive F1 2018 league racing season of the F1 2018 game. A lot of new drivers, a lot of drivers who've changed teams, a lot of exciting team driver lineups, and a lot of close hard racing. And it all begins September 29th with the Australian Grand Prix. Who will become RFL Season 2 World Champion? We'll find out next Saturday. Thanks for watching, make sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe, and don't forget to watch the first race of the Season 2 RFL Championship on September 29th at the Australian Grand Prix. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the track. Goodbye.